Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took 3 trades right at the market open. I have everything on video. We're going to go over it right now. I'll tell you right off the bat that it was a 3 strikes you're out day, which that's going to happen from time to time. As long as you stick to your plan and follow your rules, you did everything right. So the last time that this has happened was at the very beginning of this test trading, like June 14th, I believe, somewhere around there. I'll show you at the end of the video, but this is not a regular thing, so it's nothing really to be worried about. You're going to have days like this once in a while. So also want to point out that you see the daily P&L is there's a lot of red there. That's because of the SPXL swing trade, not so much the day trades. So you could see here today I'm down $7.20, but still up a lot overall on the trade. We're still very green on the trade. There's no way we can lose that trade at this point. But let's take a look at the P&L just for the day. So today is July 15th, and I'll show you what the day trades cost me. So keep in mind, I lost 3 trades in a row. So you'd think, okay, it'd be a considerable amount of money. It was just 34 cents because I'm only trading 1 share. I'm test trading this plan until 100 trades. And only then, if it's profitable after 100 trades, will I increase the position size to a full position size. So that just goes to show you can get a lot of trades done. I think I have 41 now, and I'm not losing a whole bunch of money trying to figure out whether this plan is going to work or not. So that's an important point to consider. Okay, I like to start with the screener. Let's take a look at the screener and show you how I pick my stocks every day. Mid-ish cap screener. Click on the 3 dots, click modify to make sure the filters are applied, and then organize everything by volume. I look at the highest volume stocks, so the ones that just show up on this first page here that are also moving up in price, so just the green ones. Then I check them on the chart. So let's go to the video right now. You can see me checking some of these stocks here on the daily chart. They must be trading above the 200 MA. So this red line here is the 200 MA. So you see that these are all trading above it. TLRY is trading below it. So I remove that stock or replace it with another one. So this is me it took a while for any trades to appear. So, I'm just going through the stocks on the screener, and then I also mark out the previous day and previous session high. That is an extreme level of resistance. And if that is not broken, I don't take a trade because I want to see a lot of strength in the stock. And usually, not always, and today is a good example of the not always, when that level is broken, it means there's a lot of buying power, a lot of buying interest in the stock, and the price will continue higher. So that's pretty much what that strategy is. So SOFI right over here, that was the one that I ended up trading. It took a while though. You can see it's already 9:45, no trades. Nothing met my criteria yet. It looked like BNGO was going to be the first one. It was coming up near the previous day high, and it never got over it. It just touched it and then came back down. And my rules are that the price must break out above that level, not touch it. And then once it breaks out above it, then I take the first entry after a pullback. So SOFI broke out above it. Yes, admittedly, if you read candlesticks, you know that this candlestick is not very strong, but none of that is part of my plan. I'm trying to trade in the most objective way possible and also the simplest way possible, so that if a newer trader tries to trade my plan or design a plan around my plan, that it's very simple and easy to follow. So yes, I'm aware that this is essentially a doji candle, and that just kind of screams uncertainty in the price, but it still meets all of my plan criteria. It broke out through that previous resistance. That is a sign of strength, even though this is a doji candle. It does not mean the price will guarantee to continue higher. Nothing does. But that's my criteria for looking for an entry. So that's why I entered after this pullback. You're going to see me enter, I believe it was on here, right here on this candle. So I'm hovering over this candle right now. So you could see the high of that candle, 1618. So as soon as I see 1619 or better, that's my signal to trigger my hotkeys. There I did. I'm in at 1619. I got filled exactly where I wanted to, and then I pull my stop loss up to the appropriate level, which is 1 cent below the previous candle that I entered on. And there might be a lot of people out there that say, well, that's too tight of a stop because, look at the candle previous to that. You should have put it down there. But here's a perfect example of why it's not too tight of a stop. You'll see as this video plays out. But basically my strategy, my plan is if the candles are moving up, and they are, because you could see that this one has a higher, low, well, it's a higher low than the previous candle and a lower low than the candle that I entered on. So that means when that happens, that my stop loss goes to the low of the previous candle. The only time it goes lower than that is if I entered on a consolidation, which means that the candles are making the exact same high. So there I get stopped out. Again, no big deal. A very small loss. If you're trading, right now I'm just trading to track the win rate, because with this trading strategy, all or nothing 2R, I only need a 33% win rate to break even. But when you're trading full position size, a trade like this would have saved you money, because instead of letting it come way down here and stop you out, it stopped you out right here. So if you're trading full position size, you would have lost less money in that trade, because it did eventually come down and break that level as well. So now my strategy and plan says that when I get stopped out of a trade, as long as the price hasn't come down below point A, which it hasn't, that's way down off this chart, then I have to get back in on the next entry, which would be the next time a 1 minute candle makes a new high. Now each time you do that, when all this other criteria have been met, the probability increases that the trade works out, and I can even show you that in my statistics on my chart. It's proven so far in this test trading and all the other test trading that I've ever done that the second and the third trade are more likely to work out. Does that mean they always work out? No, absolutely not. Today is a great example of that, but I just want to point that out. That's why I re-enter when the first trade fails. So here's my next entry. It's for the break of this candle, which I believe is at 619. So yeah, there's 619. As soon as I see 620 or better, 1620 or better, then I get in. So there, it went to 1621, and I triggered my hotkeys. I got filled on the penny on that one. And so this, obviously these two candles are the same level. So I bring my stop loss to the low, just below those two. And then I just noticed something happen here where my stop loss is showing 1471. I missed that during the while I was in the trade. Okay, no, look, so there was some kind of glitch here. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but there was a glitch here, and I ended up restarting Webull, and then I was able to cancel these orders and close out. I did lose a couple more cents, I think, instead of getting stopped out at 1611, which is where I wanted to get stopped out. You see what happened there? It touched that 1611 level, and then the stop moved to 1471, and then I could no longer move it up. So this is a pretty serious glitch. I'm not sure what happened with it. This is not a regular thing, but if it does happen, obviously it's an issue. It's annoying. So if this keeps happening, I'm definitely going to send a video of this to Webull. The next trade I took, it didn't happen, so I can't really say for sure if this was a glitch on Webull's end or something going on with my computer. I don't know, but because I restarted, and then the next order I took, there was no glitch like that. So again, if it happens again, I will let Webull know about it. So let's move on. And so here, yeah, what happened with this trade? Let's see. So I canceled that target order, the profit target, and then that's when I was able to just use my hotkey to sell all. So that's what I did there, and I got filled at 16.08 cents. So like I said, 3 cents below where I wanted to, and this is actually, I guess I restarted Webull after that. So anyway, let's see. So again, that was 2 failed trades. So my plan and my strategy says to take the next trade as long as it's not 10:30, and it's not. That's my window to day trade in. And the next 1 minute candle makes a new high right here, and I missed the entry. But again, if as long as it doesn't hit my profit target and my stop loss, I can get back in at the same exact price that I would have entered on, which I believe was 1609. Yeah, the high of this candle is 1608. So I'm waiting for 1609 or better, and that's what happens there. And I get in at 1609, which is exactly where I would have gotten in if I didn't miss the entry. So it ends up being the exact same trade. You can see I moved my stop loss up to $16, which is 1 cent below that candle. And when it gets hit, it does fill it. So I don't have that same glitch issue that I had before. Let's fast forward through this trade, and I want to point out a couple of things. So obviously, I notice on the chart a couple things really that you may or may not be aware of. So one thing is that, yeah, this move is fairly extended. I mean, as far as the price goes, it's not really that extended. It just kind of appears that way on the chart. Right down here is about $15.60, and we're up here at $16.20. So it's not up even $1. So I still wouldn't consider this like, oh, this is way overextended. It's too extended to enter. Again, if it breaks out through that previous day high, then there's a good chance that the price will continue higher and hit your profit target. It just didn't work out today. And then the other thing you may notice is that it looks like there is an obvious support level down here because this was resistance before, and then it broke out, and that's when it kind of bounced off and ran up and broke out through the previous day high. So you might argue, well, why didn't I move my stop down to that level? And I did consider that, or I went through at least that argument in my head, but my plan doesn't say to do that. And I just kept it where it was. It was only like 1 cent difference. So the most important thing, even if you notice some technical things on the chart, is to stick to your plan and your strategy, because in the long run, that's what's really going to make you money. Your plan and your strategy should work more often than you will be able to just thinking on the fly during a trade in the long run, unless your plan is really flawed. But you should be able to figure that out after just a few test trades. Well, not a few, but maybe a dozen or 25 or so, something like that. But anyway, let's just see where it stopped me out. Actually, it was after this because I went to going back to the technicals. What's interesting is, this is obviously a level of resistance, and then you kind of see this ascending wedge here. Again, this is nothing that I really worry about while I'm in the trade. It's just interesting things to point out that may help the argument that technical analysis or candlestick reading isn't that helpful. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's not really what I'm getting at, but what I'm trying to show you here is that this is an obvious level of resistance, and the ascending wedge that's forming here is a bullish pattern, meaning that if that level gets broken, that this stock should shoot up again, just as it did back here. But does it do that? No, it doesn't. So it just goes to show you, the point I'm trying to make there is just stick to your plan and your strategy and follow it. Don't get excited about some textbook bullish pattern and think, okay, well, this is the trade that's going to work out and I'm going to go all in on this or whatever. Just stick to your plan. That's the main point that I'm trying to get across, because even those perfect bullish patterns can be broken, and that's what's happening right now. And there we go. I get stopped out. And the chart tells you that there should be some buyers in this area. If you know about supply and demand zones, they're really the same thing as support and resistance. But this is where the demand zone is. And if the price comes down to that level, there should be buyers there. And there is, but was it enough to bring it back up to my profit target? No, I don't think so. We'll look at that on the chart right now. It started to pop up and then comes right back down. So let's look at that on the chart, because I haven't even checked it. So here we are. I marked out where my profit target was. We're now around 11 o'clock. So my trade ended almost an hour ago. So I'd still be in this thing if I held and hoped or whatever. I mean, look how low this thing came down below that supposed demand zone. So it broke it and it came down lower. And the only point I'm trying to make there is just to stick to your plan, follow your plan. That's it. Because, I don't want to be sitting in this thing all day to try to hit my profit target. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe this thing just keeps coming back down lower. So you can check that out, see where it is right now. And let's take a look at the spreadsheet, because that's the end of the trades. Once I lose 3 trades, I stop trading. So here is today, the 15th, and we can just scroll through. Let me zoom out of this a little bit if I can. It won't let me right now. Okay, there we go. So we can scroll through and see those 3 losing trades. And then that's the end of those trades. And then really, if you look, there was a time at the beginning of this test trading where I was taking more than 3 trades. And so on those days, there were some days where I lost 3 or even 4 trades. But since about, I guess, June 20, what was it? Let me look really quick here. Yeah, somewhere around June 24th, I decided to just stop after 3 trades no matter what. So since then, I haven't lost 3 trades in a row since I've been just doing the first 3 trades at all in this plan. But I have had one other 0% day, and that was on June 21st, where I lost all the trades, and today is the first time that's happened again. We have had 3 break-even days, but those don't really, make too much of a difference because they're break-even days. So anyway, this day doesn't shoot this plan down or anything like that. It's just a bad day. That's going to happen sometimes. You can see the average win rate and all the win rate percentage are well above the break-even of 33%. So that's fine. I do need to update this P&L, which is really just like a cost of running this plan, not so much P&L because we're not trading full position size, so we're not really concerned with P&L at this point. We're just looking for win rate data. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button. If you haven't, subscribe. If you have any questions about this trade or my plan or the trade tracking spreadsheet or Webull or anything, let me know in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Take your stops when they get hit, just like I had to today. Honor your profit targets, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.